quite a while, primarily because we have this brand new pro-crypto administration, Congress, regulatory bodies, etc. But it does essentially take time to level things out and undo all of the damage that we had happen last 4 years and prior to that, because we essentially had no regulations, no groundwork, really no guidance on what crypto companies could or could not do. And one of the most exciting things, which I know you guys don't think is sexy or fun any way, shape, or form, is the fact that we have the crypto task force and they're essentially undoing all of the damage that was done prior. Because again, crypto is a massive industry. Right now, we're at around a $3 trillion market cap. When we look at the stock market, it is worth trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. Crypto and Bitcoin was created for the people, by the people. So it essentially allows us to have equal access. Well, just as long as we are able to officially remove or actually remove the accredited investor law, because it's incredibly predatory. Now let's go ahead and cover some reasons, things that actually happened yesterday, Friday. I want to say Friday was, what was it, the 22nd? Or 21st. That happened Friday, the 21st, 2025, and why we should be looking forward. We should have some sort of excitement, hope, etc. First and foremost, we all know that the Ripple versus SEC case is pretty much over for the most part. We're waiting for this Thursday for the SEC to have their sit down and to fully decide if they are going to completely just, dismiss, remove the case, which that's probably going to happen, in my personal opinion. Why wouldn't it? We have a pro-crypto SEC, and Hester Peirce actually spoke yesterday. So she spoke yesterday at, and I've got my notes over here for you guys. But she said that the SEC is bringing new rules. They're going to be bringing new rules and essentially undo all of the damage that was done by the previous administration. So with that being said, I mean, we're starting to see all these crazy updates. Like we saw pretty much all of the court cases be dismissed, go away. And I think that we'll continue to see less regulatory enforcement actions unless there's fraud involved. Fraud is a pretty simple thing to kind of understand what's happening. Now, the fact that the crypto task force had pretty much an open meeting where everybody was able to kind of see, that's absolutely amazing. That was something that we never thought was possible at all. Literally at all. Like anytime the SEC has came out and talked about crypto in general, it's just been a blatant attack, but we're not seeing that now. And the reason why I want to continue to explain all the bullish things that happened yesterday regarding regulation and different aspects of crypto is because this is going to help a lot of our favorite cryptos essentially thrive in the coming years. They're going to be able to come back to America, bring crypto back on shore, and establish businesses here. They're going to be able to actually get to work. And also, you guys, make sure to smash the like, because this helps push this good information out to everyone. To get more, subscribe, set alerts, drop me a comment, of course, like this video. So let's go ahead and continue to go through all the stuff that's going on. And again, I know a lot of people are frustrated because with the Ripple case essentially over, we didn't see this crazy price pump. But again, if you take a look at the market, there's not a lot of positive price act, like crazy altcoin season. But again, I do think that will essentially change. And this cycle is, again, a little bit different than last cycle. And that's important to know. We're not seeing crazy price pumps unless it's like some really small volatile asset like a meme coin or whatever. And then, y'all know what happens. So the fact that the SEC wants to bring new rules and wants to have a discussion, this is good because they're not suing anybody. They're not scaring anyone. They're actually allowing people from different crypto companies to come in and talk to them. It's important. Also, too, in 2017, the SEC established a DAO report, which basically they wanted to call everything securities. So that's why they went and they sued people. And in the crypto task force meeting yesterday, they talked about pushing crypto offshore. But in the SEC crypto roundtable, which quite a few members from the SEC task force were there, they want to essentially restart America over when it comes to crypto regulation. Again, this is good. This is good for some of your favorite crypto assets: hbar, XRP, algo, vet, link, avalanche, you name it. It's essentially going to restart our process and how we do things in America. And in addition to that, there was a meeting yesterday with David Sachs and a top UAE, a gentleman from Dubai, top official, and they met and they kind of talked because, again, Dubai is essentially leading crypto. And America needs to kind of get back into it. So they met yesterday, and right after that meeting, where is it? The UAE commits $1.4 trillion to investment framework in the US, I believe, over the next 5 years. That's a lot of freaking money. A lot of money. So the UAE is basically going to commit $1.4 trillion to investment framework in the US to kind of come up with framework, keep good relationships with them, et cetera. And again, the fact that they're investing this much money in America into investment framework, this is going to be positive for crypto, positive for digital assets, positive for Bitcoin. And all of these small catalysts, even though it's not pumping price like crazy, this is positive. I mean, right now, Bitcoin is only trading at about $84,000. But as far as IBIT goes, just with BlackRock's IBIT, that's my baby over there, a little pitter patter. But just with the ETFs yesterday, it brought in 105 million in inflows in 24 hours, just yesterday. Okay. And again, we need a lot more to essentially make the markets move, but TradFi is paying attention. They want to get involved in everything that we see on a daily basis with crypto. So this is positive. Even though Bitcoin isn't pumping, we haven't broken all-time high. This is good, positive, concrete, fundamental analysis for long-term sustainability, in my personal opinion. And that's what you want. We do want positive volatility in the market, but at least we're not getting these nasty announcements from the SEC, essentially them attacking us. So that's kind of important to know. And the fact that Bitcoin's still above $80,000, pretty good stuff. Also, too, some other positive things that have been happening in crypto is Tornado Cash sanction was removed from OFAC. This is another step forward, indicating that they are going to they're going to pretty much stop persecuting people from creating code or creating programs or anything like that. And again, we can sit here and debate over Tornado Cash all day long if you want to, but at the end of the day, it was code that was created. And just because there are people that do decide to do negative things, the people that create the code shouldn't be punished. You shouldn't punish innovators for creating. You shouldn't. You really, really shouldn't. Smash the like, you guys. So that happened too yesterday, which is incredibly important. And another very, 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 very important thing was that POW cryptos are not securities. What does that mean? I can hear you over there. So anyways, the fact that POWs are not securities is just further strengthens Bitcoin's stance. And it also does potentially strengthen fundamental positive sentiment for proof of work coins. So I don't have no idea why ETH wanted to switch over to POS. We can debate that all day long, but either way, it's positive. And last but not least, let's essentially talk about Loomis. Senator Loomis wants to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Great, fine, fantastic. We love it. They essentially the U.S. wants to buy an additional 1 million Bitcoin. So we have the 200,000 that was confiscated previously. I believe prior to that, it was like 400,000 in the previous administration, dumped it for like a $17 trillion loss. But we are going to see a digital asset stockpile. So whatever cryptos were confiscated previously, that will go in a digital asset stockpile. And then Bitcoin will go in the Bitcoin strategic reserve. Well, part of a Bitcoin strategic reserve. But Loomis came on yesterday and she said something very interesting. She said, we should sell gold to buy 1 million Bitcoin. And again, with the Bitcoin strategic reserve, one of the promises that so far that the public servants have made is that they are going to go ahead and not use taxpayer dollars. They don't want to use taxpayer dollars, and that's good. That's really, really good because again, we're kind of tired of using our money to continue to bail the government out and to pay for different things from them, okay? Not good, not fun, not something that we should be interested in doing anyway. So what they want to do is they want to look at our current state of investments that the United States has with their bonds, stocks, gold, different types of assets, and they essentially want to stop spending on some of that or sell some of it and then put that in towards Bitcoin, which I think is absolutely amazing. And there was a little bit of a comment yesterday that CZ made, basically saying that Bitcoin is a finite asset and that governments are going to be printing money to purchase Bitcoin. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Like the way that the United States is going about it is maybe minimizing some of their other investments and then purchasing Bitcoin, great. But when you're talking about just printing money and buying a finite asset, that might not end well. So those are just kind of my thoughts on the market. I think everything is going to be fine. I think we're going to see a lot of really nice gains after Q3 2025, after things essentially settle down, unless there's some sort of crazy catastrophic geopolitical thing that happens. Obviously, that's going to sway the markets. But at the end of the day, I'm incredibly positive. I'm excited for iOS 222 coins. I'm excited for altcoins made in America. I'm excited for all the altcoins that are getting ETFs. Like we have an XRP futures ETF, Solana futures ETF, so we should be getting the spot ETF soon. Also, too, shout out to Dale, to Alec, to Jennifer, to Jeremy, to Buckeye, to Helene, to Finland, to Brian, to Oregon. And again, you guys, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Wendy O is out.